You know that you are as cold as ice to me. You know that you are
Let me take a second, we reflecting with the light, but this the life, I fucking love it. Wouldn't trade it to be white, now that's alright. I got to write it, birth the devil's redefining work.
someday you'll pay the price.
No, I don't break a fold, I need and bake the dough, then recreate the flow. They think they making dough, what they forsake is so essential. Over lentils, get your issue. Guess who's on this instrumental with you? Gives a damn if we was family, view unread and call it spam. I'm not a fan of Antichrist, they slayed the man, I swayed the Tim like here I am, the son of Sam is taking shots at David Berkowitz. Pussy.
Someday you'll pay the price.
A different discipline existed in this New York state of mind. Say since now, no, not the actor, but the year we's effort. Not one thing in mind to grind until this gavel turns his words to mirth from Babel.
You know that you are as cold as ice to me. You know that you are
Front lines is 69, I follow protocol. This kingdom built on Gadai bones, so I can't love Esau, and I can't fuck with y'all. I ain't gotta say it twice, you vouching for the enemy, but
someday you'll pay the price.
look, my father ain't have a father cause of dope. I'm anti-politics cause Christ died from a vote. How the richest nation locked the homeless up for being cold. How ironic they relating smoking weed to getting stoned. You trim your ways and seek they love. I'ma bring this sword back wet with a vesta dipped in blood. Niggas giving up when they don't even give enough. Going nowhere fast, niggas always in a rush. I give them love cause my brothers lost. Christians eating, watch they brothers starve. No way I can serve another God. I give my love cause my brothers lost. Christians eating, watch they brothers starve. I can't serve another God. Cold-blooded.
You know that you are as cold as ice to me. You know that you are someday you'll pay the price.
All right, let's clap it up. Shalom, DC, where the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahanna. Since 1969, we've been teaching the truth of the Bible, and the truth is that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the true Jews, and that the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. We're not affiliated with any other Christian church or Hebrew Israelite group. 1 West is home of the truth. If it's not under Commander General Yahanna, it's not the truth. Man, I saw a video today. And it was this pastor talking about, hey, you know, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are Israelites. We're the Israelites. And I was looking at him like, hold up, let me see what's going on. And then he kept on talking, and I was like, nah, this is AI. I was like, nah, this is AI. This gotta be. And then, you know, and then it became obvious that it was AI. But man, it was some good AI. It was at first I was like, nah, I can't believe a Christian pastor standing up in front of his packed congregation, you know what I'm saying, speaking to the people you know what I'm saying, the words of the Most High, the true words of the Most High, you know what I'm saying? And I was looking, I was like, man, that got to be AI. We've been so beaten down that when when you see something like that, you're like, man, that ain't real. That ain't that ain't real. But yeah, but you know, it came out that, you know, it was I think one of the brothers in the school, you know what I'm saying, made that little clip. He said, yeah, he was like, oh yeah, the brothers in the I.S.U.P.K are teaching the truth, and y'all need to y'all need to get in all black and do your 90 days. And then he took off his robe. he got down and then came up in all black and then put a headband on or whatnot. I was like, but it was some good. It was, like I said, it was some good AI. It was some good AI. You know what I'm saying? We need more of that. We need more of that. I don't know how this AI got like this, but man, man, we living in the matrix or whatnot. But anyway, yeah, you got some. Oh, hold on, select. Go ahead, grab this bubble shaw.
Sir, if I can, they were saying, like, if you get a phone call with all this AI, you don't want to keep saying hello. Like, you'll get it, and it won't be no one on the other line, and you'll keep saying hello. They're recording your voice.
Wow. Well, they can't. Well, okay. So it's the AI that's recording your voice, or like, because what if they just making a call and they record your voice then? Like, you know how you call the bill clay, he's like, hey, this is being recorded for trainee purposes, whatever. What would they do it like that? Man, it's some wild stuff. We live in some wild times. We living in some wild times. I saw, but these times, you know what I'm saying? I'm seeing, you know what I'm saying, the Lord's, it's good that, you know, I play that song, you know what I'm saying? I seen the Lord's vengeance coming upon, you know, these Edomites. I seen a story. It was a father of 5 goes on a vacation to Canada, family vacation to Canada. And he stopped at the border. He can't come back in. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't, I guess he wasn't born here, born somewhere else. And they just wouldn't let him in the country, right? Back in the US. He had a green card and he was living here since he was 3 years old, right? And he had 2 misdemeanors. And the misdemeanors were possession of marijuana and driving under a suspended license. And they wouldn't let him back in the country. Hey, and he was like, I supported, you know, Donald Trump and whatnot. But I didn't think it was, you know, it was going to affect me. I just wanted to get the, you know, tougher immigration for you know, for the real criminals out there. And he didn't know he was part of them criminals. And Border Patrol stopped him and wouldn't allow him to come into the country. You know what I'm saying? So his family had to leave him at the border. Wow. as he had to stay in Canada. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what to tell you. But as far as me and my people, you know what I'm saying? These devils are being very subtle. You know what I'm saying? The scripture says Esau is a most subtle beast of the field. He's doing things, you know what I'm saying, that's low and underhanded. Even though there's a lot of stuff that he's doing in your face, there's still some things he's doing low and underhanded. What do I mean by low and underhanded? He's making things, he's doing things outright, like kidnapping. Things that he's doing is straight up and down kidnapping. They're not even vetting the people who they're taking. Right. You know what I'm saying? You look brown, you talk with a bit of an accent. Right. You're subject to be snatched up, according you know what I'm saying, according to Esau. And he doesn't care. He has a quota to meet. The orange man put out a quota. He says, y'all better make this amount of arrests, you know what I'm saying, I think it's per month or something like that. Wow. some crazy numbers. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, I don't care, and they don't care. You know what I'm saying? I seen this one clip of these kidnappers. I don't know who they are. They rolled up in an unmarked car. They came out, you know, how in their battle dress, whatever. They had, you know, the vests on, but it wasn't named. It wasn't like police or ICE or DEA or anything like that. They saw a Hispanic brother chilling out right in front of his door. They pulled up. He saw them. They got out. They kind of got out kind of casual. He was like, "Oh crap!" Ran inside his house. They ran to the door, and he had one of those security gates. You know what I'm saying? And he locked it in. And they was like, they just missed it, right? Guess what they did after that? What would the normal case be if he was a criminal and he broke some laws and they were looking for him and they found him and he's just in the house? What's the normal course of action?
They will call to get back up, and then try to get in the house. Yeah.
That's normal. They would secure the perimeter, make sure he doesn't have another means of getting out, and they'll call for backup and break down that door and go in and drag him out, kicking and screaming. But you know what they did? They got back in their car and left, which goes to show you that they are doing a bunch of illegal activities, right? Salaki, Sammy, man, I'm gonna get back to you in a hot second. But in the meantime, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna go to a commercial break just for a hot second. All right, bear with me.
On a cool damn night, gave myself in that misty light, was hypnotized by strange delight under a lilac tree.
Spitting Hebrew, 3 and 1, combination. Yeah. Well, how you want to talk folk like us after this? I.S.U.P.K. and the commandments pre-inspiration, rock like out my house shine. I made wine for my heart, and it's true. That's the rock being taste. I finally got the recipe, passed down the ages and sitting under the family tree. Put my heart and on my soul, stretched enough to feed. Go wild, go old, and nigga, I'm a priest. First I was lost, and needed more songs. Tell my over the truth all along is the songs as long as feed the dogs, bread, bait, on the plate of Jake, fishing and eat, fishing the got meat in the recipe. I made wine for my heart, and it's true. That's the recipe. Seen it there for me. Lord knows it's what's left of me. Something was missing. I found myself in the kitchen. Water whipping up a piece of chicken just to feed my ambition. Or is it me trying to fill my greed? Cause when it always had to have some green. Learning what I made up every day. Wasted eating, regurgitate. I had a taste for something different, wishing I knew what it is. It had me on a mission, ducking state prison, watching opposition on the expedition straight to perdition. For instance, Will a Cape was often 50 bands dashed in my apartment. Heat the spark, but they get to talking like the Nintendo popping in the extra cartridge. Women honking, best promoters. When she told her, framework Golex, still void, it couldn't fill that hole. Sex, money, weed, over and over. But hold up, wait, what's that aroma? Frozen, I'm thawing and I'm getting warmer. Closer and closer, I came to the home of the truth. I'm smelling the soul through my garment. Older or blue house, I hopped out my garment. Look how my friends is falling. I've been anointed with all the putting is working. Cutting, blazing, breaking down and observing. All the catering in Israel. The season all in the shoulder. With plenty wine in the oil, you find it's more finding in the gold. And I found the recipe. I made wine for my heart, and it's true. That's the rock being taste.
All right, we back online. All right. Now there was a Samuel Manually. What you talking about, man? Well, I don't understand what you're saying. Break it down. What you said, Sam. You know what I'm saying? Man, I love it. You know, we got a phone line. You can call up in here anytime you want to. As a matter of fact, let me get that up here. Let me get that up here so that if you feel like you want to get something off your chest, you're more than welcome to. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're here for. If anybody has any questions, comments, or concerns, go ahead, type it in the chat. Type it in the chat. If you're feeling froggy, you know what I'm saying? You can also call in. I'm gonna put the number up here. I'm gonna put the number up here so that you can get the number. Oh, where you at? Hold on. There we go. Go ahead. Call that number. If anybody has any questions or just want to have a quick comment or something like that, just go ahead and call that number. We welcome questions and comments if need be. It's like Barack. Good Baba Shaw. The water. And y'all already know that the Lord is out here wreaking havoc on these Edomites out here right now. We safe, you know what I'm saying? We got that flash flood warning, Brock says, over where he was at, it was dumping on him. Who mainly lives over there in that area? Who mainly lives over? Yeah. Who mainly? What's the geographical? The demographic that live over. The whole area of Edomites. Not only that, don't the president go get his checkup over there? Yeah. That's where his doctors is, right? A lot of floods. and I don't know if it's me or just lately in the past, month or two, a whole lot of trees have been falling. You know what I'm saying? I'm not used to. I've seen it. I've heard of it. Every now and again, here and there, you see a tree or a branch fall. But I'm seeing it everywhere now. What in the world's going on? What's going on? Oh well, you know what I'm saying. Oh well, the Lord's not happy with Esau. He never was, and he never will be. Actually, he will be happy with Esau once his time comes to an end. I know I'll be happy. You know what I'm saying? I'll be happy. Maybe. I don't know, because we ain't gonna have a whipping post. I guess Ham is gonna have to take up that whipping post. Ham is gonna have to take up that whipping post once Esau gets put in the history books. And that's the only way you're gonna be able to see them. That's not according to me. That's according to the Most High God. But anyway, man, our people are being persecuted every day. Right. Every day, just like the story I was just talking about. How there was a brother that was about to be kidnapped without due process. If y'all didn't know, Esau hangs his hat on the Constitution. You know what I'm saying? And part of the Constitution is is due process. Now, if anybody doesn't know what due process is you can't just hold me up, just throw me in jail and lock me up for nothing without a process to get me out. You know what I'm saying? I believe they can't hold you. They can arrest you, but they have to charge you within like a certain time period. I want to say it's like either 24 or 72 hours. That's how much they can hold you without charging you. And then after that, they have to let you go. But the immigrants, the so-called undocumented, they ain't getting charged with nothing. You know what I'm saying? They ain't getting charged with nothing. I think you told me it was like Alligator Alcatraz just opened up and it got filled up with like 90%. Yeah. Got filled up 90%. So what was it you telling me this where they were saying? Yeah, go ahead. Break it down, Baba Shaw.
No concert, and they were saying how people the people that are there can't get medication, No, they're not eating right. They only get one phone call. It's only to their attorney. Maybe, they might get that one phone call.
Mm.
But it did flood down there because of the rain, in that area.
Yeah. It flooded. I'm hearing about it's something crazy. It's something like 90 people to one cell, like one block of cell. Got 3 bathrooms in there. And only one of them is working at a time. There's no privacy.
I seen that video.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think
That there's literally no privacy. You know what I'm saying? They got them locked up like criminals. You know what I'm saying? Like they have it was a federal offense. If anybody doesn't know that coming here undocumented is not a federal offense. It's a civil offense. So I know everybody in here has committed a civil offense. You want to know how I know? Because if the speed limit says 55 and you do anything over that, you committed a civil offense. If you come up to a stop sign and then come up to a complete stop and just kept rolling, that's a civil offense. Now just imagine you doing that. You go up to a stop sign at 2 a.m. and there's nobody around. There's nobody around, and you come to a slow, you slow up, and you're doing like 1 or 2 miles an hour. You don't stop all the way, and then you pull off and go because you can see there's nobody around you. You know what I'm saying? And then the jump out boys pull you over, put cuffs on you, and lock you up in a cage, literally in a cage. And you can't. And they confiscate your phone. You can't talk to anybody or anything, and then they put you on a plane to someplace you've never been before. You know what I'm saying? Imagine that. That's what's going on right now. But these brothers and sisters ain't getting pulled over because they ran a red light or they were speeding or anything like that. They're getting picked up at their jobs. They're getting picked up at the courthouse. And you uppity Negroes who don't believe that they're your people are saying, well, you voted for them. Well, didn't you vote for, didn't you buy a point? I bring this out. Didn't you buy 0.35? I don't know. I don't think it is 0.35. I think it's 3.5 or something like that. I don't even know the nomenclature. My bad. Oh, well. But you buy drugs from your local dealer. You know what I'm saying? You give that prostitute $40. I think it's $40. I don't know. You you up in the DMs of the Instagram thought, trying to get her flued out. Come on, you try to spit game at the girl with the bottle service. You know what I'm saying? You up in a strip club, doing all sorts of but that's not tearing down your neighborhood. That's not tearing down. You know what I'm saying? That's not tearing down your community. Come on now. Let's call a spade a spade. What you doing is directly tearing down your community. And you know better. You know what I'm saying? These so-called Latinos believe Trump was doing something good. Just like you believed Obama was doing something good. Just like you believed Jesse Jackson was doing something good. Just like you believe what's that dude's name? What's that brother's name who has a school, who doesn't have the school, but who says he's gonna have the school, he's gonna get the school as soon as you give him $10 instead of that $5. Was that Umar Johnson? Yeah. Come on now. They believe you believed in all these people, but they haven't done anything for you. Matter of fact, they've helped the people that oppressed you more. So why are you crapping on the Latinos for making a mistake instead of kicking them while they're down? Why don't you help them up? Because as soon as they finish with them, they already declared war on us. How do they declare war on us? I'm gonna tell you how. Y'all heard of what's going on in the military, right? Anybody who doesn't have who can't shave properly is going to get kicked out, and that's a that's a real live medical condition. I know. When I was in Esau's military, my first year and a half, 2 years, man, I was going through hell trying to keep up with this shaving, thing. You know what I'm saying? I done got, I tried to shave, buy new blades every single day, get the cutting edge, top of the line blades. I tried to, soak it in alcohol, make sure it's clean. They're saying, oh, because you're using dirty blades. So I get blades every day. I would soak it in alcohol. I would clean it. I'll do all this stuff. I would get, expensive clippers. They even had this cream. I forget what it was called. Oh my God. Yo, that hurt the most. Because it was this cream that you put on your face and then you leave it on, and what it does, it burns the hair, right?
Oh man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then you just kind of wipe it off. And man, I remember one time I did that. It felt like my face was coming off. That was the last time I used that thing. But man, and even when it will start to grow back, man, it was like y'all brothers know, it was bad. It was bad. It was painful. Why? Because the Lord said for us not to damn cut our beards. and just look at look at that. Just look at that in itself. That in itself says, the Most High told us not to shave our beards. Who gets this type of affliction? Us. Esau is using this type of affliction to kick us out. It said they had a rating. It was like 98% of the people who have I don't know the medical term. I forget the medical term for it, but basically it's razor bumps. 98% of the people in Esau's military that has razor bumps is us. So it's directly affecting us. Directly affecting us. So they're already trying to get us out of the military. That's straight up and down right there. That's a direct attack on us. You think they just gonna stop with Issachar, you know what I'm saying, and Asher and all them and the northern tribes? No, it's not gonna stop with them. they're already setting it up in a year's time. They gave us about a year to fix it. It's either you shave it and just deal with the pain, and it's people who's close to retirement. You know what I'm saying? Just need one more enlistment or whatnot, and they getting kicked out. It's people who just gotten into the military and think that, hey man, I really enjoy this and want to do whatever. But the Lord said, hey, this is not for you. This is not for you. You know what I'm saying? You want to lay down your life for a cause? Lay down your life for your brother. Matter of fact, let's get that scripture. Sister Kasawana says, Salaki, sir, is, man, okay, hold on. I'm going to try and pronounce this word. It's pseudofolliculitis. Pseudofolliculitis barbae, PFB. Now, niggas, we just got to say razor bumps. Ingrown hairs. But these cats had to say, pseudofolliculitis barbae. I'm going to put it up on the screen so y'all could see this word, pseudofolliculitis barbae, PFB. And that's the medical term that they're using for brothers, basically is brothers who have this shaving affliction. Because we have, if it affects us, what we do is we go to the doctor. All you gotta do is just look at it. Like, yes, and they're saying, I remember when I had it, man. People was like, oh, you faking it. They look at hey, look at this. You see this bump right here, and then this bump, and then this bump, and this bump, and it all over your face. I'm faking that. After I remember so clearly, I'm like, if I keep this up, I'm gonna have like a coffee cake face. You know how people who have like holes in their face, you know what I'm saying? Like coffee cake, and it was at times when my face looked like that. I'm like, man, if I keep this up, it's gonna be permanent. I was like, nah. And they would, you know, berate me for saying, hey, you know, you're faking it. Like, you mother. And it pissed me off because I just wanted to be accepted into that organization. And I'm giving all I got. And you saying I'm faking? You disloyal bitch made ass. I need a button for that. Salakia, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was the complete opposite. I remember the struggle it was with people in the world on giving the reasons why I would not. I'm talking about when I was a youngin'. I'm talking about, you know, middle school, high school, whatever. And going back and forth with people about my reasons for not this far before, you know, I found out about the truth and all, you know, for not going into I.S.U.P.K military. And I'm like, I'm not shaved. I said, because I wanted to grow a bit. I said, I'm not shaved. I said, anything that my face, that grow my face, it's stand. I said, I be wanting to grow. I be feeling a little way about brothers that got the gift of growing a bit. And now I got to cut it to go to war, to go. Nah, I'll be down. It was that. And just my head. I had to, back then people was calling it petty reasons or childish reasons. Turns out they're great reasons.
No. Yeah. If you know the spirituality of what Brock is just saying, he's done a great work in his past life to be able to come and to recognize the truth even before you was in the truth. You know what I'm saying? To come into the truth at such a young age. You know what I'm saying? You didn't go through half the stuff, you know what I'm saying, that I went through because, you know, I was stubborn, you know what I'm saying, and I didn't have the truth and all the crap that I had to, you know, overcome. I had to kill in order to be in the truth. You know what I'm saying? So you know, them young brothers and them brothers and sisters who are born into the truth or coming to the truth when they were really young, man, they must have done a great work. You know what I'm saying? Must have done great work because what you were saying, I didn't give a damn. I just wanted to be in the military. You know what I'm saying? Really, I ain't gonna say I just wanted to be in the military. It was hell where I was, and for me, the only way out. That was, you know, it was kind of like, you know, like that was the only way out. You know, that was the only way Esau gave, you know, certain brothers. And I took the bait, hook, line, and sinker. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see any other way. I didn't want any other way. I just wanted that way out, and I took it. You know what I'm saying? You had something?
I was about to say, you say Esau, I'm saying we all come from different you know, generations or different backgrounds, I guess you could say. But the one similar thing that I heard across there was always those common things.
Mm-hmm.
But our folks, our mothers or fathers, man, the one thing I heard growing up, you're gonna go to the military, you're gonna go to college, you're gonna get a job. Forget breaking a chain on anything else, starting a business, doing this, doing it. Was them three things. You either going and forget the school one happening. It was either gonna go in the military, you're gonna get a job.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that just going up through for years. That was the most common thing. And then here and there you hear about school. But you had to do those three things. Forget anything else. Forget breaking the chain. It was you gonna go to the military, you're gonna go to college, or you're gonna go get a job.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah. You're right. And college, I wasn't doing that. And what really the reason why I didn't want to go to college is because there was like, why is college $20,000 a year? You know what I'm saying? Why I got to pay $20,000 a year just to make $50,000 a year? You know what I'm saying? I got to go through at least 4 to 6 years, depending on what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? $100,000 in debt. I was like, I ain't had no. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the ghetto. There was no $20,000. You know what I'm saying? It was like it was about that much coming in the house. You know what I'm saying? There was no money for school. And then if you go and say, well, you could have got student loans, I would still be paying student loans right now. You know what I'm saying? How many you know brothers and sisters out there get plagued with student loans? You know what I'm saying? Till you know 10, 15, 20 years later, and brothers and sisters still paying on that. That's one loan up until maybe a few years ago. I think it was a program, but that was one thing that you, even if you claim bankruptcy, it's not getting taken off. It was like, all right, well, you know, we'll stop calling you until you get another job. That's what that was. There was no forgiveness on student loans, so you was going to pay that forever or get hounded forever. You know what I'm saying? So that was for me, since I didn't have the money, I didn't have a scholarship. You know what I'm saying? There was no school. The option for me was a school. So it was either get a job and stay in the hell that I was at, or get out, which really was another type of hell. Because the things I've done in the military, it's a wonder I'm still here. Knowing the truth and the things that I've done that was against the Most High, it's a wonder that I'm here right now. You know how many lifetimes I got to pay back for all the things that the old man has done? If anybody asks me why I am the way I am, because I realized where I could have been and where I came from. Can't go back. You know what I'm saying? Can't go back. And one of the things that you know, Commander General Yahanna has taught me is that the so-called Hispanics are our brothers. Everything they going through, it's our problem. It's our issue. Everything we going through is their issue. It's their problem. We only going to get out of this if we bond, you know, come together. Did I give you the scripture? Salakia. Give me John first. Give me John chapter 15 and verse 13. John 15 and verse 13. Go ahead. Yeah.
I meant to speak on for a second when you was bringing it up earlier at the beginning of the class. But it's what's going on with the northern child brothers right now. It's them to creating a more. It's exposing even more of the coon Sambo Negroes that's out there, because there's no way. And you hear I'm talking about Sambo Negroes have always stood up. Like we've always been able to recognize them. But now we're starting to see more of them pop out and now look more clear, because there's no way that you can see the very same things that is in your history as far as getting rounded up, getting chased down, door getting kicked in, getting picked up, being racially profiled. There's no way you can go through those things, have a history of them things, and then see it happening to brothers and sisters that live in your neighborhoods, work at your jobs, work the same type of been in the same type of sales as you, and then you are now looking at them as they're like, you shouldn't be over here no how. You illegal no how. I'll be looking like this is truly. You want to know how a brother feel? It's about how you feel about these about what's going on with the immigration. And I'm seeing so many videos of it, especially on the dang Twitter. I didn't got back on the Twitter X or whatever recently. I had no idea. Twitter racist, most racist ever. I had no idea the amount of stuff that they allow on it.
Really?
And oh my gosh, I'm talking about every post you scroll down. And I don't even follow nobody. So this is the straight up algorithm. Every post you scrolling down is showing trying to humiliate us. Look at these animals. Look at this. They allow all that on them. Look at these animals over there. They uncivilized. Look at these animals. I'm talking about just going about all types of racist stuff. They got another one, this and that. And then seeing brothers actually come up on video, sisters come up on video, and be like, that's good for the Latino. Good for them. And they need to leave. They need to leave. You know, became such a damn homegrown slave to the max, comfortable, feet kicked up. Think you any different or any better than Hispanics is crazy.
That is crazy. That is crazy. You just I need a scripture. Hold on. Man, I need to get that button. I need to get that button. man. Play my music. Man. Read what you got, Baba Kashaw.
John chapter 15, verse 13. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends.
All right, hold on. I think there's a. Okay, yeah. Slocky, read that woman again.
John 15, verse 13. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends.
That's what Christ is saying. He's saying greater love has no man than this, to lay down your life for your friends. Now, I've heard this a lot, you know what I'm saying, in the Christian church. And just how you know, man, I was about to say something that was about to get me banned. But just how yogurty the Christian church is, I imagined, you know, somebody about to be, you know, put down, and then somebody coming and say, take me, you know what I'm saying, instead. When really and truly and in fact, how the way it really is you trying to end my brother's life, ain't no fair fights. Ain't no fair fights. Now we about to get it on. You know what I'm saying? Whatever happens. If it's time for me to go, then it's time for me to go. That's what it means, you know, put your life, give your life for another brother, for your brother. That's what, you know, Cat McCod has a song, you know what I'm saying? Only argument is about, yeah, who's gonna bite the bullet. It's the only argument me and my brother gonna have is who bite the bullet. You know what I'm saying? Who gonna take this? Right. And we're gonna try and make you die for your reason, your cause, before it's time for us. You know what I'm saying? Right. Before our time comes. Right. That's really what it is. That's the spirit of what this verse is. Now, what does that mean? Go out and start some stuff? No, that's not mean that. That does not mean that. That means if you are in a situation where you see, you know what I'm saying, your brother, his life is being taken, and you can stop it. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what that means. It doesn't mean anything else. It doesn't mean just Lil John said it best. Don't start no stuff. Won't be no stuff. He ain't say stuff, but you know what I'm saying. As far as, you know, the Twitter and the X, get me. We're gonna get back on this, but get me Proverbs 24. Proverbs chapter 24 and verse 17. 24 and 17. They saying, you know, good for them and all that crap. Man, that grinds my gears. That grinds my gears, man. It's insane. Hold on. We started verse 16, Baruch Shah.
Proverbs chapter 24, verse 16. For a just man falleth 7 times.
So he says a just man falls 7 times, meaning somebody, even if you are well intentioned, you're gonna make a mistake. You're gonna make a mistake here or there. You know what I'm saying? Why do you think there's so much correction in the school? You know what I'm saying? So much correction in the UPK. That means, you know, it doesn't mean you done laid with a white woman or something like that. It doesn't mean, you know what I'm saying? But it means that, hey, you made a wrong decision. You know what I'm saying? It means you may not have had all the information, but you know what I'm saying, you chose poorly. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean you didn't purposely went out and did something that you knew you wasn't supposed to do. you really thought that the things that you were doing was to the betterment of your family and your people and whatnot, but it was just wrong. You just got deceived. You know what I'm saying? Or you just did the wrong thing. It happens, right? So it says a just man falls 7 times. Keep going.
And rises up again.
But you get up and dust yourself off and like, all right, well, I learned my lesson. I'm not going to do that thing again, right? And rise up again. Keep going.
But the wicked shall fall into mischief.
But the wicked shall fall into mischief. That means there are going to be some people who know that the things that they're doing is wrong, and they're going to keep on doing it. They're going to keep on doing it. They're going to keep on doing it, right? Let's keep reading. Let's listen to this.
Verse 17. Rejoice not when thy enemy falleth.
So it says, rejoice not when thy enemy falleth. Now, why is it saying don't rejoice when your enemy falls, but we're praying for America to fall? You know what I'm saying? We're praying for America to fall, but it's the scripture right here says don't be happy when your enemy falls. Why do you think that?
Because this enemy spoken here is your brother.
Yeah, exactly. The enemy is your brother. The enemy is that Crip that's rocking red across town and you rocking blue. The enemy is your neighbor who took your parking spot that he knows you park there at that same spot all the time. All the other places are free, but he gonna park at your spot. You know what I'm saying? The enemy is your neighbor who has parties and is up late at night, and you are early riser. You gotta get up in the morning. That's who he's talking about. So when it's late at night and you gotta get up early in the morning, and now it's early in the morning, they still partying, and you see cop cars out there, and you be like, yeah, good for that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Good for him. Or you see the tow truck guy coming, hauling his car out, you know what I'm saying, of your spot, even though you ain't do nothing. You shouldn't be like, see, I told that nigga he shouldn't be in my spot. Good for him. Nah. When the Latinos are getting hunted down and being stripped from their families after they've been here 10 and 15 and 20 years, they said it's estimated that they pay $1 billion a year in taxes. The so-called undocumented illegals, they pay $1 billion in taxes every year.
And if I may, I'll have to do a video on it. I collected all of the information like 2 days ago. The statistic I looked up, I just wanted to see, I hadn't thought about it, right? They kept saying they're criminals, and that's like the highlight of what they were saying, that they're criminals. So I looked at the percentages. Almost 80% of the total that are collected up by ICE, almost over 80% are not found with a crime once they run their background. They have no crime. Then I looked up, well, which illegal immigrant had actually committed the most crime? And it wasn't even a.
Who was it?
I don't want to say specific what it was, but it wasn't a Latino. I wouldn't say it was the Asians, but it's not talking about. It was Asian or Ethiopian. I can't remember which one. And I never knew really in America because it's not highlighted on media the way we're outcasted and thrown up on these news channels. But some time ago, I was going somewhere. I went out in DC. I can't remember where it was, and I seen these Ethiopians over here and talking. It was late. I'm over here and these Ethiopians talking, and I'm damn near thinking like listening to, because I never actually grew up around like Ethiopians under the nation's East Indians in a nature where they're being drug dealers. They're being they talking crazy. They talking about, oh yeah, come outside and see me. And I'm listening to this, and this female talking loud and crazy and was talking about, yeah, like, my cousin, he run this whole block, my this, my that. And I'm like, growing up, I never heard their communities really, on this type of time. Whole time the statistic is backing. Whole time the statistic is saying that it's actually these groups, these so-called minorities, or these so-called immigrants, whatever you want to call them, they're actually the ones that's leading the percentage in crimes, and it's not the Latinos. And then almost 80% of the ones that they're collecting, of the Hispanics that they're collecting, have no criminal background.
Doesn't surprise me.
But yet they're the ones that's coming out of their mouth saying that.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me. And just like I was saying, they pay $1 billion in taxes every single year.
Wow.
They're saying, they're criminals. They're living off of you know what I'm saying? They're leeching off of the government, using all the resources and whatnot. They're paying $1 billion in taxes. They say, because they don't have social security numbers and whatnot, they can't pay taxes. Well, there's a tax code that allows immigrants that don't have social security numbers to file for taxes. I think it's called ITEN number or something like that. If you ever, you ever do your tax and you see like the different one is like a EIN number, that's for like businesses, and then you have a social number, then it's like an ITN or something like that. That's for the immigrants that don't have social security numbers. They use that number to file their taxes, and that's specifically for them, and that's how they're paying over $1 billion in taxes every single year. You have some? It's crazy that they're paying for their own deportation. It's like you ever heard of somebody get divorced and one of the parties had to pay the other party's lawyer? Like you dirty dog. Slocky, you have something?
Con, sir. I was gonna say, now Esau wasn't gonna let that money get away, even from the immigrants, even though they're not here legally, but they're working. He's gonna want a piece of that.
He's definitely gonna want a piece of that. I don't know how he's gonna get it. I ain't found nothing no more. All right, but they're living here. Okay, so they're saying that the so-called Hispanics are living here and they're not contributing to anything.
Right.
Paying taxes, law-abiding citizens, right. Overload 80% of them are not criminals, law-abiding citizens, and are pillars of their community. How do I know that they're pillars of their community? Because you don't hear nothing about them. What's the bad thing you hear about them? They're taking our jobs. Really? Really? So you want to be the cleaners. You know what I'm saying? You want to be the nurses.
Right.
You want to be the landscaping people. You want to be okay, they do want to be in construction, but they don't do half as much as the Latinos do, or they don't do it half as well as they do. You want to be the farmers. Really? No, y'all niggas is lying. Are you saying they're living off of the government? How are they living off the government when they're taking your jobs? You gotta have, in order to get this government system, you can't have a job. And they got multiple jobs. You know what I'm saying? And they're paying taxes. Y'all niggas, something ain't adding up. Something is not adding up. And y'all niggas are just kidnapping our brothers and sisters, stripping them of their dignity and throwing them in cages without due process. That due process is not for strictly U.S. citizens, even though they're locking up U.S. citizens as well. And Trump is trying to do away with people who are born here to immigrant parents. They're trying, and they were supposed to have citizenship by birth. He's trying to do away with that. As he's trying to do away with that, he's still arresting the people who are American citizens. By law, they're still American citizens. He's trying to do away with the law, and he's going against what the law is right now. Who's the criminal? Technically, he's convicted of 30-something felonies. Am I wrong or am I right? Did I make that up?
Oh,
He's convicted of 30-something felonies. I don't think I can get a job at McDonald's if I was convicted of 30-something felonies. I would still be locked up. 30. And he's the president of the United States.
If I may as well, I looked it up. 70% of all arrests in America, white people.
70% of all arrests is white.
To be exact, 69%.
Is assault teams.
And this statistic that I'm looking at, the least percent combines all Asian, Native American, Hispanic, 5%.
Man, you know what I'm saying?
And that is from the FBI DOJ data.
You know, after you know they're coming up against, you know, the so-called Latinos, and they've always had an attack on, you know, the Negroes. And like I said, I brought out how the way, you know, with the pseudofolliculitis barbe, you know what I'm saying, PFB, aka razor bumps, you know what I'm saying, they're coming after after us, black people, black folks, and Esau's military. I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to somehow come after the Native Americans as well. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know for what, but they're going to come after the Native Americans as well. You know what I'm saying? Just go ahead and make it a perfect trifecta. Just go ahead and make it a perfect trifecta. They're going to come after the Native Americans, and they're going to make up some fake, false, you know, because technically the Native Americans are U.S. citizens. You know what I'm saying? They're on their own sovereign land. You want to kick them out? Kick them out where? The brother Hadarma says nobody complains about wanting to be housekeepers. You're right. Nobody's complaining. Hey man, I went for that damn housekeeping job and I ain't get it. You know who's saying that? Us. We're saying that. These bastards. These bastards. And then just to throw salt on the wound, reads verse 17 again.
Rejoice not when thy enemy falleth.
Don't rejoice when your enemy falls, because right now our Latino brothers and sisters are you know, have stumbled and fell. They're realizing. I think Cat Williams had a joke where he's talking about there's some black people who believe they ain't really fully truly black, and then they get their nigga wake up call. This Latinos nigga wake up call. You ain't like them. You are us. You ain't like them. Don't talk like them. They eat their own people. You know what I'm saying? They throw their own people under the bus. How do I know this? What's that dude's name? Epstein? Ask Epstein. You can't. because they did away with him. They did away with him because he had a list. He had a list of people doing the things that he loved to do. That they eat their own people. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be like them. But our brothers are getting that nigga wake up call. I'm sorry it had to be like this. You know what I'm saying? That you're being torn, ripped from a life that you worked so hard to build up. That you worked so hard to build up. It's just being ripped from you, and then your family is being separated and ripped apart. That's biblical right there. That is biblical right there. You know what I'm saying? So our enemy is fallen, and our enemy right now is the Latinos. In this case, what I'm talking about is our brothers, is our sisters. And the Most High says, don't rejoice when they fall. Keep going.
And let not thy heart be glad when he stumbles.
Don't be happy. Don't be happy. Don't be happy that they stumble because you next. You ever had a sibling who did something and pissed your father or your mother off, and you hear the screams? You know it's funny, but you better not laugh. You know it's funny. You trying real hard not to laugh. You have to go in the other room. You have to, just face the wall. You know what I'm saying? So and then you whoever's doing the whooping looks at you, and looking at you, and you trying your damnedest. Don't crack. Because you know what's gonna happen if you crack. You had something, bro.
I used to like it. That took me back, man. This time my pop was getting at my brother in the world. And we used to always do that to each other. I'll go around the corner, make a face or something.
I know, because you do that now. You do that now.
And my pop was in that corner, and I look at my pop said, "You laugh." As he said, "You smile over." He talked to my brother. My pop, you know, man. He said, "You laugh one more time. You gonna be crying for a month." I came around the other side of the corner. I looked at him. One of my bust out laughing. Immediately was drowned. Oh, month, man. Got my eye with it, everything. I said, "Salagi." I said, "My bad, brother. My bad, man." But I know exactly what you're talking about. That's exactly what I used to do.
Yeah.
He said, "You know, because I do it now."
Yeah. Hell yeah. If Brock gives you one of these, don't, you know what I'm saying? Just turn your head. Yeah. Regain your composure. Just know that he's testing you. Just remember this look. Brock give you that look, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just yeah, he hits you with one of these. He's like, hey, hold it up. Hold it up. But if you do that, you know what I'm saying? If you laughing at your brother, that for the life of me, like how they, you know what I'm saying? I see what they're saying. Good for you, and you get what you get, whatever. But listen to what you're saying. They're being ripped from their families. They have no they're being ripped. Last time you see them, they see their family is they're being locked up, put in the back of a unmarked car or a goddamn tank. And you don't know where they're going. You don't know how long they're going to be there. You don't know where they're going to end up. And then the rumor mill goes around and saying, you know, they put them on planes and this airdrop them out in the sea. Yeah, it's like crazy rumor. The rumor mill is going up crazy. It's not like they take them away and 2 weeks later you get a phone call from, you know, El Salvador or Mexico or whatever and say, yeah, they you know, deported me and I'm back over here. Nah, you just don't hear from them. You just don't hear from them. Why is it taking so long for them to deport them and send them back to wherever? That they have to have all these detention centers popping up all across the country. Why is that? Prisoner leasing program. That's why it is. What's that?
They pull up to the, I forget when you naming them.
The
place they pull up to. They getting crazy. It's just ruthless. Like they pulling up at the graduations while your kid is crossing the stage. They was just a report about parents was running out and leaving their kids. With Hispanic parents leaving their kids because they pulled up to the graduations.
Yeah.
Like they being real, like how the scripture say in Psalms, like real crafty.
Yeah.
Like they hitting the drum board and saying they ain't gonna miss their graduation. They ain't gonna miss their child graduation. They ain't gonna miss that, you know, they've been doing them checkups, we've been checking y'all in the doctor, and y'all been coming in to get your checkup. They're not gonna miss their checkup, they're gonna be in the hospital. Man, they getting real crafty with it to try and find, you know, find where
yeah, exactly. Exactly. They're doing all sorts of wickedness. And then you got brothers laughing at this stuff. You know what I'm saying? You going to your kids' graduation. There is a milestone, there's a milestone achievement. They graduate from whatever. And you're fearing that if I stay, they're going to see me get hauled off and I'll never see them again. Or I can run and maybe I'll be able to ditch these fools and be able to meet up with them sometime at a later place and time and date. And you're laughing at that? Really? That's what you're saying that is good for them? This stuff happened to us. And you know what? You know what they did? They set up a railroad called the Underground Railroad. And it didn't only go to the north. It went to the south and went into Mexico. That's what they did. They said they separating you from your family. They said they're whipping this, tearing the skin off your back. You know what I'm saying? They're essaying you, men and women. Come on down to Mexico. We don't tolerate that foolishness. All you have to do is, you know, is we set up along the way on how to get, you know what I'm saying, how to get down here. We didn't only go north. We went south too, south into Mexico. That's what they did. They didn't say good for y'all. They helped us.
Right.
They helped us. And for those niggas, those bobbleheaded Negroes that laugh and say, go on social media and say good for y'all, read verse 18.
Proverbs chapter 24, verse 18. Lest the Lord see it.
Lest the Lord see, and he sees everything. Keep going.
And it displeases him.
And he displeases, like you're saying. You are laughing at your brother from getting hurt? Really? Okay. I got something for you. Keep going.
And he turned away his wrath from him.
And he turned away his wrath from them. And now I'm gonna put it on you. Now I'm gonna put it on you. This past Friday, it was a whole ton of government workers that got laid off. Have y'all heard about that? Whole ton of government workers that got laid off. One of the I heard one of someone say that everybody, because they had, you know, the government has like personnel evaluations, and it's like, you know, some of them is quarterly or semi-annual, annual. Well, this particular organization had like an annual, you know, evaluation, and everybody who said something about DEI was on that list. Every last one who had something to say about the DEI was laid off. Most High says, you want. I'm teaching y'all to stick together. Now, all you got to do is listen to me. You're going to listen to me. It's either you do it on your own accord, or I'm going to force you to listen to me. It's easy. Stop messing with them. Help them. Why? Because you was in that position at one point in time. And we the same people. The same thing is happening to them as happened to us. Can't make none of this stuff up. But instead of laughing at them, you know what I'm saying? Why don't you go out and help them? And this is how we do it. Give me 1 John 3 and 16. 1 John 3 and 16. Because we had someone who actually talked the talk. You know what I'm saying? Walk the walk. He talked the talk, and then he showed us how to do it. 1 John chapter 3 and 16.
1 John chapter 3, verse 16. Hereby perceive we the love of God.
Hereby perceive the love of God. This is how we perceive the love of God right here.
Because he laid down his life for us.
Because Christ laid down his life for us. Christ did that. You know what I'm saying? He laid down his life so that we have an opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to get right. To, you know, we had some time to get away from the sin. We had some grace time. And Christ did that for us. Why? Because he rolled with us. Even though there was niggas out there that's saying good for him. Even though it was niggas out there saying this nigga crazy, he needs to go and get a job. Even though he was doing all sorts of miracles. And how do we know he was doing all sorts of miracles? Because he was rolling around with an entourage with thousands of people. Wherever he went, they went. They weren't ordering an Uber. They weren't, ordering a charter bus. They was walking from city to city to city to village to village to village to, you know what I'm saying, to destination to destination. They was walking. You know what I'm saying? He had a crowd with him, thousands of people, and people seeing the things that he did. There was one account where one of the brothers was so sick he was bedridden, they took the roof off and then lowered the brother in. It was like, hey, you need to heal this. You know what I'm saying? You need to heal him. He was like, all right, I got you. Boom, you healed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was cold with it. They couldn't even get in through the front door. They had to literally take the roof off of the place, which is, you know what I'm saying, disrespectful. But they was like, yo, our brother is sick. He is bedridden. And that's some brotherhood right there. That's some brotherhood right there. They went and took the doggone, not just rolled him out of bed because he was still in the bed. They took the bed from their house to where Christ was, went up to the roof, opened the roof up, and just lowered him in and be like, hey, man, you slack it, sir, but you got to see him. You got to see him. That's brotherhood right there. That's brotherhood right there. And what did he do for us? He died for us. He gave his life up for us so that we can come back and realize, hey, man, you know, he was a real deal. He was the truth. We ought to do the same thing that he set the example for us. If we need to die for one another, that's exactly what we need to do. He laid down his life for us. Keep reading.
And we ought to lay down our lives for the brethren.
Right there. Boom. And that's exactly what we ought to do. And you know what? That's what brothers was doing. How do I know this? Is because you see they kicked ICE out of LA. You see them throwing them stones. I mean, I watched them videos about 40 times. You know what I'm saying? Each. I just love to see the I.S.U.P.K come together and be like, hey man, get the hell up out of our community, our neighborhood. And it was nothing they could do. Nothing they could do. There was a story where they got kicked out of what was it? It's conflicting stories. It's either Brooklyn or it's Harlem. It's either Brooklyn or Chicago. One of them places where they try to I think it was the Haitians kicked them out. Fought ICE and kicked them out. Like, hey, y'all gonna get up out of here. We tired of this. That's another thing. They really going after Levi as well. 500,000 of on their list. 500. It was like, we're gonna get 500,000 of y'all. We got y'all name, we got y'all address, we got y'all number. We're gonna get you, and when you're gonna get you up out of here. Like, come on, man. You laughing at them? Really? Why? And if Trump does away with birthright citizenship, that's us. That's us. That law, that amendment was specifically made for us. And I keep telling people, you know what I'm saying? No, I don't think. Look it up real quick. Birthright citizenship, is that an amendment or is that a law? Look that up real quick. Because that comes to my next point. It's amendment. So it's a little harder to just do away with it. A little harder. There's things that they can do to do away with it, but it's just a little harder. Just like the I forget the amendment, but prohibition. You know what I'm saying? That was an amendment, and then they repealed it. You know what I'm saying? So it can be done, but it's just a little harder. You want to know what's not hard to do away with? A law. You know what's a law? DEI was a law. He did away with that just like that. With the stroke of a pen, he did away with DEI. You know what else is a law? The Civil Rights, 1960s Act, Civil Rights Act. That's a law. It can be done away with just like that with a stroke of a pen. And just like that, niggas are back to Jim Crow. Back to Jim Crow. Once he gets rid of the Latinos, what do you think? Who do you think is next? It's the so-called Negroes is next. And how is he going to put us back in our place and make America great again? Get rid of the Civil Rights Act, and then Jim Crow is will come right back up. There will be no undercover racism. There will be no undercover this or that. It will be outward openly, and it will be law. Jim Crow. People don't realize this. DI went away overnight. Overnight. The Civil Rights Act is next. That's a law that can be repealed by the president. He's going to do this. It's going to happen. All you and when that happens, you're gonna see a whole lot of Hispanic TikToks coming up saying, "Hey, you laughed at us. Yeah, look at you now." You know what I'm saying? Tony Montana. You know, it's gonna be like, "Look at you now, you dumb." Look at you now. I wouldn't condone it, but I wouldn't be mad. I understand, you know what I'm saying, what's going on. Why? Because oppression makes a wise man mad. But you laughing at the so-called Latinos, we're right behind them. Only thing that's really protecting us is this paper-thin law called the Civil Rights Act that can be absolutely you don't believe me? Look it up. You know what I'm saying? I could just be talking out my, you know what I'm saying, out my hind parts. Look it up. You can see that any law can be done away with by the president. He can just, you know, just get rid of it. He did it with DEI. Civil Rights Act is going to happen. You have some?
I was gonna say, I just recently watched Trump went up there, so divisive, so crafty, and tricking niggas. He said, he brought black people into it and said that, pretty much saying that the Hispanics need to leave, and it was black people that built this country. He said out of his mouth, he said y'all built this country, talking about Negroes, completely forgetting the Hispanics, completely getting the history of the Hispanics coming over here and actually partaking in the actual building of this place and them being on them plantations as well. And that was another thing I looked up. Plantations that were Hispanic ran like underneath white oppressors as well on them plantations, producing labor, hard labor for America over here in the United States. But Trump came out and almost damn near tried to pin us up against us by now trying to hype us up, saying y'all built America, and now the Hispanics are making us look like to get them on, for us to be on that side of the room as well, to say, you know what, y'all do need to leave. We built this place, and I heard a number of black people in person say that. Of course, in the business, but but I heard a number of black people say that as well, and Trump said that a few days ago on one of his little speeches or whatever.
Yo,
devices, just devices.
Okay, man. People are really, yeah.
Two seconds ago, you hated everything Trump said.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Like, yo, people. Okay, so. Well, okay, so people, you know, there's so many different angles I can go with this. Like, yo, dumb Negroes would say, "Yeah, we built this place," and then they'll say, "The Native Americans, it was their land. Leave them alone." You know what I'm saying? Nigga, do you know the so-called Latinos are the Native Americans? You dumb. You're stupid. Hey. Hey. This is my new one. You're stupid. You're stupid. Like, yo, they're the same people. If you advocate for the Native Americans and don't advocate for the so-called Latinos, they are the same people. Right. Like literally the same people. Just like how we have some New York niggas and some down south niggas. They're the same, but they different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You totally understand what I'm saying when I say New York niggas, you know, up north the cats and the down south cats, you know what I'm saying? They're the same, but they're different. Absolute same, but they're different. The Native American, yeah, West Coast, East Coast. The same, but different. The Native Americans and the so-called Latinos or Hispanics, same, but different. I don't understand how these people, how anybody cannot get that through their thick head. Only reason why we think that they're different is because a white man said something about it. But just look at it on face value. Just look at it on face value. They were here before Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492, whatever. So they're native to the Americas, North, Central, South, and the Caribbean islands. All of that is the Americas. Now, because the white man put a boundary, a border, and said that these people are only Native Americans and the other ones are, that's you're just stupid. Our watcher says, yeah, that's FBA garbage. Hell yeah. Yeah. Them FBA niggas, like, yo. But all of that is Esau is actually pushing that as well. Why? Because he wants division amongst us.
Right.
Because if we actually realize that we are one, you know what I'm saying? They actually realize we are one, no one can stop us. Why? Because then the Most High will be on our side. I've seen reports where Mexicans are saying these gringos need to get the hell up out of our country. They're protesting, breaking their establishments. I'm not mad at that. You know, you really should follow the law, but you know what I'm saying, follow the law of the land and let the Most High deal with it. Because you can break their glass, burn down their business or whatnot. They're going to collect the insurance money and then move on somewhere else, right? But when the Most High God floods the Guadalupe River and sweeps out, girls' camp, there is no amount of protesting that you can do to equal that destruction. You know what I'm saying? And if you could do that type of destruction, they're going to put their wrath on you, and you can't fight that. But who are they going to put their wrath on when the river floods? You know what I'm saying? Right. And they fired the people who could have lessened the damage. You know what I'm saying? Let the Most High God work. Let him work. Do your job by not eating pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, loving your brother. You know what I'm saying? Not throwing away your sister. You know what I'm saying? Stop celebrating Christmas and all that stuff. Get out of the Christian church, the Muslim mosque. Stop saying the rosary and whatnot. Stop hitting your head on the ground and making a blood spot on your head so that you can tell people that you're a pious man or woman. Stop wearing them dresses if you're a man. You know what I'm talking about. You do all this stuff and turn back to the Most High God, and there will be more Guadalupe rivers. You know what I'm saying? There'll be more tornadoes. What's the hurricane? Hurricane it was a ghetto name. What was the hurricane that just happened? Chantel or something like that?
Yeah.
Was it?
Something like that, yeah.
Hurricane Chantel. It's gonna be more of them. Next is gonna be Hurricane, Felipe. You know what I'm saying? Hurricane Juan Gonzalez, Julio Cesar Chavez. That's who's gonna be the next, hurricane. Let the hurricane, let everybody know that the Lord sent this hurricane to destroy all these heathens. You know what I'm saying? He messed with us. I am not personally going to do nothing because I can't send a hurricane. You know what I'm saying? I can't, flood a river and sweep away your kids. Commander Yahanna brought out that there was a whole ring of pedophiles, pizza files out there. He might have did. Most High might have did y'all a favor. Most High might have did y'all a favor. I'm just saying. But anyway, what's that? Yeah. Exactly. And that's going to come out. Just watch. Just wait and see. But anyway, if anybody does have anything else, no. I'm gonna pass the class over Precinct Officer Barack.
The announcements. We had I.S.U.P.K at 1 West 125th Street out of Harlem, New York, under Commander Yahanna. New rules for brothers and sisters. When the new brothers and sisters comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to set themselves to the world. After 6 months, if your brother or sister has the interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find us in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew when it's pronounced ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, you give to the trading department or teacher. Priest fund. If we were offering for priests, not mandatory, whatever amount you like to give. The upcoming Holy Convocation, we have the memorial blowing of trumpets, which is the first day of the 7th month. That'll be Sunday, September 21st of this year. You can find us in the Leviticus chapter 23, verse 24 through 25. Of course, as well, we have the UPK cookouts that are going on right now. The next one up, I want to say, is what, Chicago?
Chicago, yeah. At the
Chicago
end
coming up next at the end of the month, with July 31st, July 30th to August 3rd, July 30th or July 30th. Yeah, 31st to I think August 3rd. It's for the Chicago. Just go on ISUPK.com. You're going to see the posted dates of these cookouts that's going on, man. It's going to be a whole week of events. You can say that like the brothers and the sisters is putting in a lot of work. You understand? Commander Yahanna and these captains and whatnot putting a lot of work to make these things possible. So if you're able to make it, please, you understand, get your arrangements together. Go in and put in your leave slip. Don't wait till the last minute. Contact your camp leaders if you have any, questions or want to donate toward these cookouts, just to show your support, for all Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, of course, right? So that's what I think July, the end of the month up until August 3rd. You know what I'm saying? Go on ISUPK.com to find those dates. As well, Commander Yahanna, we're going live 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Type in The Real General Yahanna on YouTube. The Real General Yahanna is going live 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you get in there, leave a like, leave some comments, be active, share the stream, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. You understand? And that's once again 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Real General Yahanna. Anything you want to add on that?
No.
All right. So now, remind Akim and Akwati to check out social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If your brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you also start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black headband, and scarf. And with that, I say Abajim. It's the same.
Yeah.
Men of Israel, we're going to give one curse salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Majim Shabbat, Majim, Barak, Yahweh, Shem Yahweh, Shabbat,
How about Shem Yahweh Shabbat?
Bless you.